you listen to reason? Will you open your eyes? It's a wonder what you'll find with an open mind. You may be surprised. Yeah, gotta get away from this illusion. For the sake of the world, this delusion. It's gotta go.
We're coming to you live from a vortex, apparently. But how's everybody doing? We're live. It's the Atheist Experience. Today is Sunday, December 6, 2009. I'm your host, Matt Dillon. Joining me this week, Jeff D. Welcome back.
Hi, Matt. Hi, folks.
Filling in, we had some substitutions. Everything looks kind of dark. I don't know if it looks dark there. It almost looks like I'm, maybe some kind of monk with a halo, and who knows.
I'm sure I don't. I just know I have this lovely special effect here on my chest today.
Yeah, Jeff is partially see-through, which
That's right.
we didn't plan, but we'll take it.
Iron Man chest thingy.
As you'd expect, this is live TV. This is a live public access television program sponsored by the Atheist Community of Austin, a nonprofit educational organization promoting positive atheism and the separation of church and state. The ACA has weekly meetings every Sunday at Romeo's on Barton Springs Road beginning at around 11:30, except for the first Sunday of the month when we host the lecture series at the Austin History Center beginning around 12:30. That's located at the corner of 9th and Guadalupe. This morning was a lecture. We had Dr. Jay Banner come down and talk. I've heard it was really good. I was unable to make it. We'll have the January lecture information available at the website, www.atheist-community.org, where you can go to find more information about the ACA, including a frequently asked questions page, information on our other efforts, and a schedule of events. In addition to this program, the ACA also sponsors a biweekly internet audio podcast called The Nonprofits. That's PROPHETS. And you can go to nonprofitsradio.com for more information. I laughed at the biweekly because we've really been off the air for a couple of months now. But there will be, I'm happy to announce, a special end-of-the-year edition of the Nonprofits on December 19th. And it'll probably be a much longer show than normal. We'll get the podcast out, and we'll also hopefully be able to announce when the show will be resuming its regular schedule, which will be some Saturday in January, and then we'll be back on our biweekly normal schedule. In addition to the media outreach programs that the ACA is involved with, we also have a number of social events, including the brunch that was previously mentioned. And after this program's over, we get together to go to dinner at Threadgill's on Riverside. We're on the air till 6 o'clock. We'll be down there around 6:30 or so. Also, there's a happy hour on Thursdays at the Dog and Duck Pub beginning at around 7 p.m. See, I can't read that. But anyway, it's 301 West Riverside Drive. Any atheist or atheist-friendly person is welcome to come to any of our events. You don't have to be a member to attend, but if you're coming down to preach, proselytize, provoke, pester, punch, any of those things, please don't. This is a live call-in program that we simultaneously stream over the internet. You can find out more information at the website for the TV show. That's atheist-experience.com, and there's information there about how to connect and watch the stream live every Sunday from 4:30 to 6 p.m. Central Time, and you can participate in the chat room if you're a really brave soul, and you can call in from anywhere. They'll have the number up for you. Ooh, we've changed colors. We'll have the number up for you shortly. As a matter of fact, we'll probably get the number up in just a minute. I want to go ahead and show the schedule, if I can, because we've missed 2 weeks. The studio was closed for training for 2 weeks ago, and then was closed for an extended Thanksgiving holiday last week. This is December 6th. And everybody knows that there's this crazy holiday thing going on up here. But you'll be able to notice right there on the list, we're on every week, the 13th, the 20th, the 27th, the 3rd, and the 10th. We're not going to be interrupted, as far as we know, for any special events. So it'll be show after show after show after show, doing what we can to make up for the downtime over the last couple of weeks. And we're very appreciative of all the people who have been patient with us while we did the summer at Dillahunty International Studios. Now that we're back in the studio, we had a number of audio problems that plagued us for a few weeks. Some very helpful listeners sent in information. We also had Frank and Joe and Steve and John and Shelley and everybody in the back desperately working to figure out what went wrong in the studio renovation that prevented us from being able to take calls without feedback and everything. We think we've got it solved. Last week, or the last episode 3 weeks ago, went pretty well without too many problems, and everything looks like it's working today. So I think we're back up and running, and the next thing to do is to send out pamphlets to every church in Austin so that the theistic callers start tuning in and calling like they used to. But I think that I've mentioned all of the actual ACA announcements that I had to get out of the way, so we can go ahead and put the telephone number up for people to call in. We have not, for those curious, have not started taking Skype calls again. That's next in the integration list for improving the Atheist Experience TV show, and we'll take a look at that in the coming weeks. Now that we've got these audio problems sorted, I think we'll probably have a chance to start taking Skype calls again. So, what are you been up to, Jeff?
Oh, working on my computer game project that I've been on since February, and stuff like that. You?
I enjoyed the first long weekend off in ages. Mm-hmm. Thanksgiving weekend, because my family doesn't live in town. I went to dinner with some friends, and then I sat on my butt and did nothing for 3 days. It was awesome. It was the first time in recent memory that I had 3 or 4 days to just do nothing. But. Yep. So now that I've announced to everybody who was complaining about not doing enough that I was a complete slacker for 3 days, we'll get right on to the show and start taking calls. We've got, is it Ryan from Milwaukee?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Ryan.
Is this Ryan?
Yes.
How are you?
Good.
What can we do for you, Ryan?
Well, I was wondering, what do you think about, can a belief in God be beneficial to a person? Do you think yes or no?
Sure. But obviously we're atheists, so we don't think that overall it's beneficial. But sure, you can point to specific things where it might be helpful, like, being accepted by your community. That could be helpful. Did you have some particular kind of benefit in mind?
I was just thinking, like, it would give someone a sense of satisfaction and maybe a purpose.
Okay. Sure, it could do that.
Okay.
Is that all you wanted? I mean,
well, yeah.
That, like I said, we're atheists. We've looked at the issue, and we think the costs outweigh the benefits. And one of the big costs is you wind up believing something that there's really no good reason to.
Okay, but what is exactly bad about believing something that there's no good reason to?
Well, are you familiar with the state of evolution education in the United States?
Yes.
That's driven by a bunch of people who believe something for no good reason, and thinking it's important then to get other people to believe the same thing, and as it comes into conflict with something there is a good reason to believe, which is evolution, and that's an unnecessary conflict.
And I think there's another example too that you might think of, because we've never said that there's no benefit. You could find benefits for almost anything. There's a benefit to taking heroin. You feel good for a while. But my concern is more about truth. For example, and you asked, kind of what's the harm in believing something if it makes you feel good? Well, what if you believed that you had won the lottery? You didn't have any good evidence, and you didn't have any reason to think that it was actually true, but you believed that you won the lottery. What you believe is going to change how you act. Or you're going to go on and you might feel good. Hey, all of a sudden I'm rich. But if you start acting as if you're rich when you're actually not, then you're doing harm long term. You're going to run up bills and spend money you don't have and find yourself in a terrible situation afterwards.
Right. So that happy feeling has a cost. That's what we're talking about.
Though.
How's that?
Well, because, like you said, if you think you won the lottery and then you run up bills and whatever, it's going to come back and get you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a belief in God, you'll never know until you die.
Well,
so it doesn't really.
But it's not. The consequences of religious belief here in the U.S. are, things like the interference with evolution education, which is a consequence that is happening now. We don't have to wait until Christians die in order to find out whether they were correct in interfering with the teaching of evolution. This is a problem
that's
now.
More specific than believing in a God, because
well,
many people who believe in God.
But there
I think maybe even the Pope does. I mean,
beliefs have implications.